I'm Louise Schofield and welcome to Scruff of the Neck Backstage. Over the next few episodes, I'll be bringing you some behind the scenes interviews with a whole bunch of exciting artists during lockdown. And also we'll be seeing some homegrown live sessions straight from their living room to your living room. It's nice, isn't it? And on today's show, I caught up with Manchester singer-songwriter James Holt. And we have a little chat and a little delve into how he managed to meet and work with the legendary producer Brian Eno. Cool, eh? It's coming up after this. After being scouted by Brian Eno from the early stages of his career and dubbed as fresh and exciting to listen to, James Holt continues to create an upbeat wave of crafted songwriting intertwined with rock, prog and blues. Having performed at some of the UK's most prestigious venues such as the Royal Albert Hall and sellout shows at the Deaf Institute in Manchester and London's Hope and Anchor, he really is starting to make exciting waves through the industry. Hey, it's Louise Schofield and I'd like to welcome you to my interview with James Holt. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. Not too bad. Just about getting through lockdown at the moment. It's a long old process, but getting there.
Yeah, it's like, it feels, I've been like speaking to a few different people about it, and like, I think the thing for me is that's kind of helping me get through it is knowing that there's other people experiencing the same thing as well.
Yeah.
No, that we're all sharing the same experience, and but it's just so weird, and like sometimes I feel like, oh, I've got my head around it, and then sometimes it's like, oh, what's going on. But yeah, it's all right.
It is. Everything's just stopped, hasn't it? And it is weird to think that everyone else has stopped. You're not kind of behind on anything because everyone's chilled. Crazy. But I had a look at your New to Your Ears playlist, and I like some of the artists you had on there. You had a bit of St. Vincent, a bit of Sigur Rós on there. It was really nice. And Ray LaMontagne. Are these some of the artists that kind of get you through the everyday and ones that you like to stick on the old playlists?
Like that playlist sort of came about just because like I listen to a lot of varied music and a lot of music that some people might have not known about or heard of.
Yeah.
And like I think I made it a collaboration playlist as well, so then like I could upload the things that I listen to, but also people can share their like lost like songs or like hidden gems, you know what I mean? And yeah, that's the reason why I did it. And
that's really cool that people can get involved though. I really like that. Collaborative effort, it's what we need. I had a look at some of your covers that you've done on YouTube as well, and you've done Lay Lady Lay as well by Bob Dylan, which you did really well, by the way. You executed that perfectly. I thought it worked really well. And you had a bit of Elton John, you've done a bit of Queen as well. So were these artists that were kind of around in your household growing up?
Not really. Like I can't really remember what I really listened to when like I remember like when I was younger, like maybe about 10, and like my mum and dad like would buy like CDs and they'd put on CDs like as we were like having dinner.
Yeah.
And like it'd always be like OK Computer or like that Moby album. But like as for like the Elton John and Queen thing came about just like because like they did those films. So I was like, well, I kind of watched films and I was like, oh, this is like kind of quite inspiring the way they've kind of changed the songs.
Yeah.
And like that kind of thought, like, kind of sparked my brain a little bit. And I thought, well, what would it sound like if I did one of those songs?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, it's around great production as well. I mean, like, because Brian Eno has picked you up from, like, an early stage. I mean, he picked you up with Whatever Happened to John. So, I mean, that's amazing. So that must be such a special track for you.
That was a big kind of a good starting point. I got the Brian Eno thing through, like, a sort of a competition, like an award thing. And then, like, the competition people got in touch with me afterwards, I think about a year later. And they said, well, Brian's, given us these like guest list pass to come along to this talk, this lecture he's doing. And like, do you want to come along? And I was like, yeah, sure. Absolutely. And we just like, I think I went down with my mum and dad, and we were like just hanging around in the like, because they had a reception afterwards, like, champagne and all that. And like, there was like all sorts of like radio people there. There was like Jarvis Cocker was there.
Nice.
Like he was like, we saw him like beforehand, just like eating like a bag of like grapes or something, and he was just kind of walking along, and like we sort of said, "Oh, Jarvis, Jarvis," like this, and like he sort of just like turned and looked at us with this like bag and was like, "Hello," and like he came and like had a chat with us, which is nice, and there was like kind of other radio DJs there, and then like sort of towards the end, Brian Eno popped up, like just turned up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Sean Keaveney and telling him about this, like how I ended up here and how Brian like picked my song. And then he saw Brian, and he called Brian over and he said, "Hey Brian, do you know this guy?" And like Brian was like, "Yeah, I know that guy. He's the like award guy. It was the Noise Festival, which was the award." And like we just started chatting, and like I wanted to, because I had a CD with me of my music, and I wanted to give it him, say, "Oh, this is, you kind of, champion me, kind of inspired me to do this CD," and it was like, "Oh, that's really great." And like as I was getting out of my bag, he saw his book, because he's written like a few books, and he's got a book called it's like a diary, which is like my year with swollen appendices.
Okay.
And like he saw it. And because I was reading it on the train, like on the way down, he was like, "Oh, that's my book." And it's like, yeah, it's your book. And it's like, "I'm going to sign it." So he grabbed it and, got a pen, started writing in it.
Yeah.
Like, "Well, Brian, it's not actually my book. It's from the university library."
Oh, no.
And he was like, "Oh, I don't care." And he just signed it. And I was like, "Oh, right, okay. So, well, what am I going to tell the university now?" And like when I went back to university and back to the library, because I wanted to keep the book, you know what I mean?
Of course, absolutely. Yeah, it's been signed now.
So I got a replacement, and which is a whole nother story, because apparently the book's out of print. So I had to like get like an Oxfam book, which cost like 70 quid, like replacement, like secondhand, and it was like even in better condition than the one I had. And like, so I got that, and I was like, "Oh, well, I've got you a replacement book. You can have that." And like the library person was like, "You shouldn't have done this. You've completely defaced our book. You've ruined our book." And I was like, "Well, it's the author of the book just writing in it." And like, I've got this replacement book anyway. So, I mean, it would have been, it was a kind of a bit of a nightmare, but end of the story, I got the book.
That's the main thing. You've got the book that's been signed. Yeah, the library, it's fine.
This one's my new single. It's called Pendulum. So I guess you heard the news. Woke up to the cry of a battle drum. No, I knew where the riders had come from. Nobody in hell stood a chance. Then came the raining of arrows. In one fell swoop, I can call myself a widow. And there is a debt that must be paid. Sundown, your home was ransacked, shot down by the devils riding horseback. Sundown, the vanished in the same shade of black. So I guess you heard the news on the sunrise. We rode into the valley below, a fine line between lane and alley. You know how it goes, the pendulum of war. They tell you murder's never easy, but you should have seen the ease in which we did it. How can you deny a man's revenge? Sundown, your home was ransacked, shot down by the devils riding horseback. Sundown, the vanished in the same shade of black.
shot down by the devil's riding horseback. Sundown, the vanished in the same shade of black. Of black. Of black. Of black.
With this next single that I've done, because I've got like a camera, just like I've got a pretty good DSLR camera that I kind of film all my cover videos on.
Yeah.
I kind of roped into my brother into like filming my next video.
Yeah.
Oh, he's never done any filming whatsoever.
Oh.
So I was just like, I had to set the camera up, and like he finished it, and it actually looks pretty good.
Oh, that's
And so you'll see that soon. And like my brother was like pretty reluctant. I was like, I don't really. Do I have to? I was like, yeah, just do it. You just gotta help me out, because they're like, I can't really like ask. We can't really get Matt to do it, because we're supposed to be, isolating.
Yeah.
And like, it's just like, impossible. So I was like, well, how can I do a video?
Get family involved. It's the only way. Yeah. That's the only way. That's good. Well, that's exciting. That's something to look forward to for us as well. So that sounds really, really good. So apart from that, is there anything else in the pipeline? Are you getting on to any more tracks? Have you done any writing whilst you're on lockdown? Is there anything else we could be seeing from you?
I have I've got I've got this new single coming out, which is like 15th of May, which when that's released. And then I've got another single because I was quite lucky that I had a few singles kind of already recorded before the lockdown started.
Yeah.
So I've got another one to come out of that. I'm not sure when that will come out. And then I've also been invited to do this like commission for the Greater Manchester Combined Authority.
Good for you. Productivity on lockdown. That's what you need. That's what you've got.
Yeah.
Nailed it, James. You've nailed it. Well, James, thank you so much for chatting to me today. And you're going to play some live sessions for us now, aren't you?
I am. This song's called Come Out to Play.
A flower waited for the clouds to clear. Shame it spent its young years stalling its blue. And sadly, I never took heed of the warning when I sat one lonely spring morning and heard my friends outside. Come out, come out, come out to play. We will show you a better way. But I just keep holding on for a day to reminisce on before I miss it. I just hope that I don't dismiss it now. The glow of youth is faded. All my friends, they are trading the cycles for cars. And as I become well acquainted with regret, on one lonely midsummer sunset, I heard a drunken bellow at my door. Come out, come out, come out, come out to play. We will show you a better way. But I just keep holding on and saving every penny for our vacation. Without disappointment since our last resembled. So much joy that I tremble in the birth of my son. And I know he and I share the same choices. One snowy day I heard voices called his window. Come out, come out, come out to play. And I lean to him and say, go out, go out, go out, go out and play. 'Cause you won't find a better day.
Huge thanks to James Holt there. Really, really cool live sessions from him. And on next show, we have a delve into a feature with Masterkins, and I have a chat to guitarist Ollie all about their upcoming debut album As a Major, as well as a few remixes they've been working on behind the scenes as well. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to check out more of this content, because we've got loads more videos coming out, and it's just like this as well. So keep your eyes peeled, and Masterkins is next. See you next time.